Now, first, and it's just going to be quick, please forgive me, but I can't resist. I mean, this is a fascinating story of the kind that I never thought I'd cover on this show.
Strange lights spotted off our coast are getting a lot of attention. Video shows 14 glowing orbs hovering in the air. Look at this. This is off the Outer Banks. The man recording the video can be heard saying he's in the middle of the ocean on a ferry. He says no land or boats were nearby and questions, what is this? Online, the video has gone viral, with many speculating it's likely the military, while others believe it's more evidence we are not alone in the universe. According to the National UFO Reporting Center, North Carolina is considered one of the most active places in the country for UFO sightings.
Who would have known?
What do you think, Mike?
Well, at first I thought maybe those were Chinese lanterns because at night, they kind of glow.
Yeah.
But it's still far away.
It was pretty far
and it's
away.
out to sea, so it's not that. And others have chimed in and said it's some military flares.
Right.
I don't know.
I was thinking drones, but then it's far away.
I don't know.
think so.
And from what I read in the article a few days ago, the lights went out, and then 2 minutes later they came back
A few
on.
weeks ago, the Navy admitted for the first time that several UFO videos were real, meaning they show actual area phenomenon that so far the Pentagon cannot explain.
And it's really at that point we'll be able to make some sort of definitive conclusion, keeping in mind that we still have to follow the scientific process and methods, and at the same time have peer review. So it's not just as simple as coming out and saying, hey, look what we found. There's a lot of work that still needs to be done.
I bet that's right, and of course you'll be challenged, as you ought to be challenged, I think.
Flying objects caught on camera by the U.S. Navy, some of them off the California coast, have baffled people around the world. Tonight, the military is finally admitting they have no idea what they are.
Navy calls them an unidentified aerial phenomena and confirms they are real.
It's rotating. As we both looked out the right side of our airplane, we saw a disturbance in the water and a white object, oblong, pointing north.
The U.S. Navy aircraft recorded the objects during a training mission. A commander says they looked like 40-foot-long Tic Tacs that changed direction very rapidly.
This was extremely abrupt, like a ping pong ball bouncing off a wall. The ability to hover over the water and then start a vertical climb from basically zero up towards about 12,000 feet and then accelerate in less than 2 seconds and disappear is something I had never seen in my life.
They are the U.S. Navy videos that have made the rounds on the internet.
My gosh!
And had the world speculating on what the military had captured. The unidentified flying objects even had the Navy pilots wondering what they were looking at.
It's rotating.
Officials argue these videos were never supposed to be released to the public, but yet they were. Here we are.
A late-night loud noise that will not let up is plaguing a part of Pennsylvania. No one seems to know the source of the mysterious booms. Top investigators are now helping to unravel the mystery in Springfield Township, Haycock Township, Milford Township, and Quakertown. That's where Eyewitness News reporter Alexandria Hoff is tonight. Alex?
Yuki, this is a wild story that just seems to keep on getting stranger. Now, between calls to police and posts on social media, hundreds of people say that they have heard and been shaken by this explosion-like sound that rocked them out of their beds in the middle of the night. And without a clue of what is going on, local police have gone to state, and state police have now gone to federal investigators. Here in Upper Bucks County, something has been going bump in the night.
I thought maybe somebody was making a tunnel or space junk fell out of the sky.
From poachers, gunfire, to explosions, to sonic booms.
There has been no shortage of theories, but still no answer as to why so many residents have been jolted by a mysterious and near deafening boom sound.
It's a rumble. It actually rumbles the ground like an earthquake would happen, but with a loud
I've been in the military. I've got experience with explosives. I was a Navy diver, and that was definitely not a gunshot.
Local police municipalities have been receiving reports of the booms since early April. A majority of the reported sounds have taken place between the hours of 2 a.m. and 4:30 a.m.
I heard it at 2:35. That was, what did I say, April 30th, I think it was that morning.
Janice Crompton of Haycock Township and her daughter heard the booms on 2 occasions.
It's like an explosion, and of course, you know, it actually shakes your house.
Eyewitness News has confirmed that along with the Pennsylvania State Police, the FBI is now on the case as well. Authorities are asking that if you notice anything odd, do not investigate for yourself. Call police immediately and be sure to take mental notes. Here's another odd thing. We were told that every time this booming sound occurs, it seems to come from a different location and a different direction. And that man, Jerry, who you just saw in the story, says that he has a noise-activated surveillance system, and it was working the night that he heard the explosive sound, but yet it did not pick it up on video. So a lot of strange things going on out here in Quakertown. I'm Alexandria Hoff. We'll send it back to you.
Okay, Alex.
Strange sight in the sky last night over Oahu caught the attention of many people. Howard Deshefsky joins us with more. Howard?
Joe, that's the question. What was it? What did people see? We did receive a lot of reports via our reported feature on our website. A lot of viewers wondering what those lights were over West Oahu. Check out this video from one of our viewers, Mash Hatai. He said he woke up at about 2:30 this morning, get a drink of water, and this is what he saw in the sky. Certainly caught his eye. He took the video from Kaka'ako and thinks the lights were over Central or West Oahu, hard to tell from his vantage point. As you can see, the 2 bright lights, and then slowly a 3rd light appears. Hatai believes he saw about 8 to 10 of the lights total. He says he believes, at least he thinks, they're probably flares.
It looks like flares. Definitely could have been taken as something more mysterious. But yeah, it was definitely probably just flares, military flares. Definitely really unusual to see. They were super bright. I guess I couldn't really get the full gist of it with my camera since it was so far away, but it was really, really bright. I mean, I looked out my lanai and it was literally the first thing I saw.
Now, we did check today with the FAA whether they received any reports. They did not. We also checked with the Hawaii Air National Guard, the U.S. Army, Schofield Barracks. In the past, when we've received reports about similar lights, it did wind up being due to military training. We're still waiting to hear exactly what those lights are. When we do, we'll let you know.
November 13th.
It's just a vibration and a boom.
She's also noticed she's not the only one noticing.
And it's been popping up on my Facebook, like, what was that sound? And I'm like, you guys are behind. I've been hearing this for almost 2 years now.
95.7 KEZJ.
For them to hear a sonic boom, our aircraft would practically have to fly over the top of Twin Falls.
Besides, Byron says, the reports appeared to be far too random to be attributed to military aircraft.
If we were operating normally on a day-to-day basis out there, and we are, and we're going supersonic on a day-to-day basis, and we are, then you would think that the correlation between the booms that they're hearing and what we're doing would be more regular, and it is not. That does not seem to be the case.
Leaving the real reason still up in the air.
It is a mystery just northeast of Denver that captured the world's imagination. A loud boom rocked the town of Log Buoy and several other areas. We aren't the only ones wondering what's going on. This is one of dozens of booms that have been reported around the world in recent weeks.
It stood out and definitely made me wonder what it was.
Those living in the Silver Peaks neighborhood report hearing that loud boom at around 9 o'clock on Monday night.
It wasn't just a small vibration, it shook the whole neighborhood.
And I got up and I was like, oh my God.
It's a big mystery, yeah.
It was very loud. I was just got out of the shower and I was sitting on my bed and all of a sudden I heard a boom boom. It shook the whole building. And then my roommate, he came on, he goes, what the heck was that? I go, I don't know. So we looked outside. Maybe it could have been a car accident or something, but nothing.
It's kind of scary, kind of concerning that they can't figure it out, because that was a pretty loud bang, being that it shook the whole town almost.
Police department there saying they heard and felt that explosion inside of their police department, but again, they do not know the cause.
Mystery. We also talked to Brighton police. They're just as much in the dark as the rest of us.
A lot of people have called us asking about booms they've been hearing around southern Arizona.
But what was behind the mysterious booms? Hundreds of you have been telling us about them across southern Arizona over the last few days.
I'm here at an east side neighborhood near golf links and Prudence. Now, locals who live right here and all over the city and county not only felt this boom, but heard it as well. Eddie Borquez and Michael De Silva have lived in this east side neighborhood for years, but have never experienced anything like it before.
Oh, God, she got right up next to me and just started quivering. You know, and a dog can usually sense things.
The first mysterious boom happened Tuesday, 8:11 at night.
And it was really, really loud.
Then again, yesterday afternoon at 3:06.
I was actually thinking that was an earthquake.
Just felt like a big, almost like something hit our house, like something ran into it.
Base officials, they can't say if their planes actually created a sonic boom or not.
It's a mystery.
It's 6 o'clock, and here's what's happening. A mysterious boom shakes homes and rattles nerves. Residents around the region still trying to get to the bottom of the bang.
People throughout South Jersey said they felt something, but it was very intense right here in North Wildwood.
In between the cheers, all the chatter at this cross-country meet in North Wildwood Wednesday was about a behemoth boom.
So I heard this great big boom.
Everyone had a theory about the mysterious sound that made homes and offices shake.
I thought something fell on top of the roof.
Somebody hit the back of the building.
Yeah.
Remember? Like somebody crashed.
Thought that a crane or something like that had just dropped something onto the beach.
In other words, it was probably a high-speed jet.
They say it was not one of their jets that caused the boom. I've also called about a half dozen other military jet operations in the region. No word on what jet caused that boom.
That's the boom that rocked the region and still has people talking.
It was a big boom.
Mysterious booms have happened along the coast for decades, but some say this one was a little different.
Just more intense. It was a lot louder, and I've been on the beach, and you hear it, and your first thought's always, well, they're doing something at one of the military bases or whatever, but this literally shook everything.
Something out there caused the grounds to shake.
Folks all across San Diego reported feeling rattling and a boom. People throughout San Diego County say they heard it. They felt it. But what was it?
Well, we've been looking into this mystery to get some answers.
So this, as I mentioned,
cell phones.
It's a UFO.
No, a Martian. It's a little Martian.
And the Palm Beach Sheriff's Office was just one of the Florida departments that were overwhelmed by phone calls. Everybody wanted to know what was going on. Well, that strange sight had people all over South Florida looking up.
And Local 10's Jeff Wines here is in our newsroom with some brand new information. What was it, Jeff?
Well, that mysterious orange fireball that streaked across the Florida sky wasn't George Jetson coming for you, Kruger. This is what it looked like. Many people grabbing their cell phones, they began recording. The American Meteor Society reported 24 sightings from Jacksonville down to Key West in the wee hours of the morning, and they tweeted, quote, "There's no real explanation yet." And as you said, even the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office joined in on the fun, posting on social media, quote, "We were not invaded last night by Martians." So here's another look at the fire in the sky from a Local 10 viewer. The Meteor Society's operation manager now says it was space debris, possibly parts of a Chinese rocket breaking apart into the atmosphere. In fact, the Air Force says they were tracking the debris as it was returning to Earth. Those who witnessed the show in the sky say it lasted about a minute, and there were no reports that it hit the ground anywhere. That is the news at 5:30. The news at 6 starts right now.
SpaceX, it successfully launched one of its reusable rockets into space. At the same time, it created quite a sight up above. An unexpected sight in the night sky, visible all across the western United States. Thousands of people seeing it, all wanting to know what was happening. That string of lights soaring across the heavens at thousands of miles an hour.
No way!
LDUs go for launch.
It all began hours earlier with the launch of a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket from Cape Canaveral.
3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition.
Liftoff. With gratitude to our veterans today and always, go USA.
That rocket on a mission to deliver 60 Starlink satellites. It's all part of a growing constellation of tiny satellites designed to bring the internet to even the most remote places on the planet. The plan is to launch 60 satellites every few months until 12,000 Starlink satellites are in orbit.
Now, as they make their way off, next they'll start to slowly drift apart and then deploy their singular solar array pointed at the sun to begin charging their batteries.
Today's launch also highlighting another first, with a reusable rocket booster landing successfully for the 4th time.
Wow! The Falcon has landed for the 4th time.
Now, SpaceX also says that the launch of 60 satellites today is the biggest payload to date for a Falcon 9 rocket, each satellite weighing nearly 600